Tyayuhu
Pumso Varshatam Yayayuyu
Tadarthamajitatmanaha
Adartam Jitatmanaha Adartam Jitatmanaha
Nishphalam Yadasauratriyam
Nishphalam Yadasau Ratriam Nishphalam Yadasau Ratriam
Setendham Prapitastamaha
Shetendham Praptitastamaha Shetendham Praptitastamaha
Mugdhasya Balye Kaisore
Mugdhasya Balye Kaishore Mugdhasya Balye Kaishore
Kridato Yanti Vimshatihi
Kridato Yanti Vimshatihi Kridato Yanti Vimshatihi
Jaraya Grastadehasya
Jaraya Grasta Dehasya Jaraya Grasta Dehasya
Yatyakalyasya Vimshatihi
Yatyakalpasya Vinshatihi
Okay, ma, okay.
Yatyakalpasya Vinshatihi
Durapurena Kamena
Durapurena Kamena Durapurena Kamena
Yam de Mohena Chabaliyasa
Mohena Chabaliyasa Mohena Chabaliyasa
Sesham Gruheshu Saktasya
Shesham Gruheshu Saktasya Shesham Gruheshu Saktasya
Sesham Gruheshu Saktasya Pramattasya Payatihi
Pramattasya Payatihi Pramattasya Payatihi Payatihi
Vyatihi
Yeah, right. Payatihi Payatihi
Apayatihi
Apayatihi
Pasyadhvam Ativaitathyam
Pashyadvamati
Vaitityam Vaitatyam
Vaitatyam Pashyadvamati Vaitatyam
Natinam Naha Kutumbinam
Jnatinam Naha Kutumbinam Jnatinam Naha Kutumbinam
Shreyo Bhighatada Ayasatu
Shreyo Vighata Ayas
Ayasatu
Ayasat నేను తిప్పులుండి చెప్తారా శ్రేయో విఘాత
Shreyo Bhighatada Ayasat
ఓకే శ్రేయో విఘాత దాయాస శ్రేయో విఘాత దాయాస
Ihatta Manu Samsrutim
ఇహతా మను సంస్కృతిం ఇహతా మను సంస్కృతిం
So now let us know the meaning. So Prahlada is analyzing how are we spending our life in slokas 261 to see 265. He is just giving us how our life schedule goes by. See, our life schedule goes, 4 stages are there according to him. He says that Pumsaha Varshasatam Ayuhu, a man has got 100 years of life. And in that 50 years we sleep. Asau ratriyam nishphalam sete. So because the darkness overpowers, we simply sleep, not productive. Nishphalam means sleep more than required is unproductive. Actually, rishis don't sleep more. If you go to sleep analysis, class is going on, sir, you may come. So 50%, because it is a andham, it is all darkness. So tamaha andre ignorance, andham andre darkness. So we have more ignorance, percentage ignorance than any other thing. Therefore, nishphalam ratriyam sete. And okay, what about the remaining wakeful time? Mugdhasya balye kaisore kridato yanti vimsatihi. So mugdha is ignorant and innocent and not knowing. And during the childhood, which goes up to 20 years of life, what would happen? Kridataha yanti. Krida is going to school, going to college, going to university, meeting people, playing in the playground, Ivanta krida. So 20 years people will complete within no time by that play. And what about that? After this 20 years of active life and more, dehasya jaraya grastaha. So next old age comes to body. 263, jaraya grastaha dehaha. The body will develop the decay changes and all that. So jara comes to it. Jaraya is old age, inability. And then akalyasya vimsatihi, yatyakalyasya vimsa. Kalya andre fruitful, useful. Akalya andre wasteful. So here nishphalam andru akalyasya antunu runde ute arthal, because kalya ante not achieving any auspicious things, or no distinction, no achievement. Mechanically people live their life. They get degree, they get married, they get children, they get jobs, they promotion, wander. All that will happen, and that is not at all according to our Maharshis. It is not productive. You have to have a separate channel opened besides our main channel. Something like the main river when it's flowing, so many tributaries will come and join. Like that.
I have one diverted question. Is it okay to disturb you and ask you the question?
Yeah, please ask. Tell me.
If you look at people in India, correct? So at least there is some spirituality is there. Or the people who are settled from India in US, they also have some background about it. But when you look at the people who are born outside India, correct? And they from where they get the what you say, how they keep themselves motivated, because they're only running behind the material thing, correct? Once they achieve something, they raise the bar, and they want to buy, something, they want to achieve higher in the material plane. So how they keep them motivated? It's just a material thing, huh?
Yeah, definitely. See, even there are many people outside India who are really sparing some time towards this kind of ritual activity, and there are religions everywhere, and all religious leaders will try to guide them to become better. And no religious teacher tells that you kill the animals, you do papam, you jump into the ocean, and this kind of negativity no religious teacher, I believe, will tell. Unless all religions are committed to give them the practice and elevation of mind, and also show to them that there is something higher. That's why we have got churches, masjids, and this Guruvayur, Gurudwar centers. But people are there to choose that type of life also. So it is up to the mindset and also the culture which has been introduced to them in their house, that should prompt them to get elevated. That's exactly what the Aparasa Samapana Stotras, Shankara has done it Today we had a beautiful discourse on these two Aparadha Stotras, where 11 verses are there for Devi Aparadha Kshamapana Stotram, 15 verses are there in the Shiva Aparadha Kshamapana Stotram. So in the Shiva Aparadha Kshamapana Stotram, it is M. Shankaracharya who is able to give us many outlets. At the same time, he is also telling the follies and mistakes and ajnanam, and also non-inclination towards the better things, and especially committed to the what is available for you. That's exactly what even here. See, aratriyam sete andha tamaha praptaha nishpalam and mugdha kaisore kridate. And so when you have got strength in the body, health in the body, and when there are so many indriyarthas attracting you, and your mind will incline towards the indriyarthas, but never for the buddhi, parabuddhi, and higher elevation. But so again, if at all you want to have a kind of elevation, Shankara says in Sivaparada, karma prasangat kalayati matrakucha ushchitesmin adau. He uses the word adi, because every jivi is bound for so many things, and therefore karma is something done to be done to get it. All that processes are there for karmas. So if at all not getting buried in the narakalokam, and Paramatma is so gracious that he has given his janma out from the narakam. One can see Arjuna's problem in first chapter was Shaswata Narakavasaha Mama Siddhir Bhavati. When I kill all my own kith and kin with the mission that I must become a king and I must get the land and I must all that. Nakanche Vijayam Krishna Narajyam Nadhana Sukhanicha. So that was the kind of rejection and dejection which Arjuna entertained. But there was a good guide. See, Krishna, neighbor to him, we have got our parents. Outside your house, they have got gurus. So there are so many opportunities when you can see light. But if you don't make use of the light available outside, whose mistake it is your own mistake. Supposing you are sitting in dim light and reading, your parent will come, hey, Amma, that light is not enough for you. Take this big light. So he'll either bring it to you or he will put the light, main light on and go away. What is that? That is the Guru's intervention, Krupa, Karuna, Daya, and also Karuna Vega. All Gurus have got speed in showing Karuna to the people who are always having the Roga Vega. That's exactly what Guruvayur Krishna is being told by Bhattatari Narayaniyam. Narayaniyam see, he says Roga Vega is for all people bowing. Roga does not mean physical discomfort. Roga means Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidaivika. So any kind of trouble that comes to any of these tapatrayas, they're called tapa. Tapa and activity, energy, heat, which will disturb you. Always heat will disturb you more than cold also. So you can stand cold by covering yourself, but hard to stand the heat, is it not? Yamamma Saraswati? Cold aithe entavaraku cover chesukochu anta karutunde, you can drive the cold away from. That's why Shankaracharya and Bhajagovinda Stotram, he says that nahi rakshadidu kurunkarane, ee cold lopala Benares lo baita light pettukone, you keep light outside your house and keep on by heart in the grammar rules. And samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshadidu kurunkarane means samprapta means everybody is assured of death. And sannihita means when it is, we don't know. It may be next moment or other moment, but anyway, any moment may it be that you are just to get out, whether you're young or old or whatever be your body or age status. God's, these days young people are hospitalized and dying. We may sympathize. Ayo, inga 14, inga 13 antukuntuntam. But the age is no matter. So without Saswata Narakabhasa, we have been blessed with a human body, with mind, with so many antecedents and all that affect things. But when we are not utilizing them, adau karma prasangat, because of remnants of some punya karma, you are also given another opportunity to have a human body. Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan mam prapadyate. See, unless there is kind of God's intervention and support and promotion and in a attraction like Krishna do it, we cannot sit like this at peace at least weekly or monthly or yearly once. Because that's why karma prasangat matrakutshav kalayati. So you are thrown into the womb of the mother or stomach of the mother. There 9 months you stay, but the mother's womb or that state is not very much fragrant. See, mutra, purisha, etc., everything is there inside. But you don't mind, so much maya is there covering the jiva that he will not matter, you will not mind anything that is there inside. Pitch darkness. After getting good body, the baby starts kicking the walls of the mother. But mother feels comfort when kicks the walls by the baby inside. 5 months admele, you start that kind of chalanam of the baby inside by the mother. Then mother is not complaining. She is happy that the baby is live and happy. But the baby inside is having a lot of trouble debating with the God. Why at all you are pushing me? That's what Garbhopanishad tells you. It debates with the God. Why at all you are pushing me again into the world? And I don't want to go. I don't want to go. That's why sometimes some babies are delivered dead. Some babies, even when they are delivered, even they don't live. Because there are so many permutations and combinations for jivas to get into the world and get out from the world and live in the world also. So your question is, we need not bother and we try to share. That's why what is the greatness? Saraswati, you have opened Zoom and made some people to join, and when it is recorded by, and you turn into YouTube by our Seshatala, it is reaching more and more people. When you just look at it, if we are sitting 4 people, it goes to 400 people in course of time. Something like Bhagavad Gita was taught only to Arjuna, a single student. But now we are all able to know Bhagavad Gita. All people are enjoying the Krishna teaching, how it happened. So this is a wonderful question put for how that single student Gita, Arjuna, now we are getting so many copies printed, library is there, Bhagavad, because it is said the rishis who joined at the time of that Vyasa Bhagavan, they had inner recording facility. And they were able to decode whatever speech and recorded in them that has been decoded and rewritten, and scribe is there, and now it is available for us. In those days, you don't know, there was no this recording system and machinery was not there. How at all it reached us? Because the rishis are so great with their yogic power, with their penance, with their devotion and spiritual success, distinction, they were able to record all the speeches, everything. That's why whatever is heard is registered in the mind. Whatever is registered in the mind is delivered in the speech. Whatever is delivered in the speech is being recorded on book. See, actually, at one time, there was no paper, there was no writing material at all. Afterwards, printing machine came. Afterwards, now we have got, you don't use paper and pen at all. Everything you do it on your computer or your mobile or your, so notebook scope is there. Even upon the notebook, there will be also pen in your computer, is it not?
Yes.
But however is the development, but when you have got so many facilities available, it is up to your intelligence, up to your patience, up to your buddhi, that you are able to go to them and utilize them. If you don't utilize what is available, then it's not. For example, America, when you take your car to a petrol bunk, nobody will be there, not a bird will be there. Even if a bird is there, it will fly off looking at you coming. You have to go and put petrol into your vehicle, and you have to do, if you air pressure also, that's what I'm observing. Then what does it mean? That you should grow independent. You should be your own. That's why Matrakutshaustite, when you are once thrown into the Matrakutshe, you are away from the Narakam. నరకలోకంలో లేకుండా మిమ్మల్ని అక్కడి నుంచి ఎగ్జిట్ ఇచ్చి మళ్ళా భూలోకాన్ని పంపించాడు కదా పరమాత్మ. ఆర్ యు నాట్ థ్యాంక్ఫుల్ టు దాట్? బట్ the body వచ్చిన తర్వాత we have given time also, duration, 10 decades he has given. Dasha he has given. So these 10 decades have got to be properly utilized, and see that As much possible gnanam, so much we should acquire. If at all still some more gnanam is there, we have got to wait for that. That's why Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gnanavan. But for Krishna, there is no need for Janmas. Though he says, Bahuni Janmani Atitani Tava Mamacha. To you, to me, so many Janmas have gone. But I remember all Janmas, I am a progressive. I have the progressive life. But yours is a starting, and every time you start your life, you have zero. From zero, you make your life. But so far as I am concerned, I am not zero even when you are born. That's exactly what Krishna says in Bhagavatam. See, mother, the Devaki asks Saraswati.
But it is not zero, na, sir, because we carry all the samskaras from the previous janma, correct?
So that zero is one showing you that, see, for example, when you drive the car, speedometer shows zero at first. Even when you start, that zero don't move. The meter won't show you. Then once you start the vehicle and make movement of wheels, then only slowly that pointer will move, is it not? So when you have the vehicle, when you have the birth, you are at 0 point because you have the birth. But Paramatma, it is not like that. The entire 120 miles graduation is visible to Paramatma.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. But I'm just thinking, but from the body perspective, that zero makes sense. But from the soul perspective, it is the same. Like, it is.
No, the soul is something. Also, God decides what is that to be put, which kind of body the soul should be deposited is also a great thinking in the head of God. Atma Mahatmani Sritaha Atma Hrudaye Hrudayam Mayi Aham Amrute Amrutam Brahmani is the Prana Pratishtha mantra. అర్థమవుతుంది చేసుకోండి. ఇది మన మహన్యాసం లోపల ప్రాణ ప్రతిష్ఠ మంత్రంలో చెప్తారు. ఆత్మని శ్రిత. సో దిస్ ఆత్మ విచ్ యూ హ్యావ్ బిల్ట్ అప్, which you are carrying, which you want to have elevation, etc. That kind of Atma, depending upon number of considerations, Paramatma has got a lot of homework and a lot of administrative officials to assist him. So Atma Nisritaha, ye Atma yatuvanti Atmalo cherali, whether it be a male body or a female body, otherwise body, animal body, or a river body. In Prakriti we have got so many rupas, is it not? Into which rupa your Atma should enter, imagine. And that kind of Atma Nisritaha. And where is that Atma Hrudaye? Where is that Atma which has been infused into you, injected into you, located? Or that Atma getting into you is there in the Hrudayam. Because the Hrudaya Akasha, Dahara, got Akashas. Of all the Akasha available in our body, Hrudaya Akasha is wider than any other Akasha inside. Because, for example, abdomen, how many things are there in the abdominal area? Small area, small size. There is no much Akasha there. Supposing any other part were to take more Akasha, that's what development or swelling, or then the other ones are affected. But only Hrudayam, the chest area is a larger area. That's why Paramatma also takes seat in the Hruddese Arjuna Tishtami. Why not he stay in the head or leg or any elsewhere of our body? No, because Hrudayakasha, Daharakasha, that's why Daharakasha Rupini. So Ammavaru వచ్చే ఆకాశం వేరే, కానీ ఆ ఆకాశం నుంచి she will come into Hrudayakasam. And ఆ హృదయ ఆకాశం గురించి we have got in Kathopanishad, we have got a great discussion about it. And again, we are all Amrutasya Putra. So when you get into the realm of Vedanta and all that, then you will understand that Yava Atma Yatuvanti Atma Loka Pettali. Whether it is whether it is deformed Atma Sarira or well-built Sarira, Kontamandi Puttaro Matalaleru. There are so many birth defects which people born are undergoing. But however, doctors are there, but they will not be totally successful at all. Every doctor looks up to the sky and say, make prayer. I do what I can do, I should do, and God should help you. This is what everybody's slogan, is it not? Because no human is a divine but he is able to help and work as a representative of the divine with a prayer and submission to him. That's why Kuputro Jayeta Kochitapicha Kumatana Bhavati is a wonderful, and also she says, see, there are so many putras into you, Amma, but I am speck of all of them, not at all eligible to have anything, but still you are a mother. So that's why, so your question is, how about those people who never turn to this? Means they die like that only. They have another chance or may not have another chance. We don't know about their course of destiny and goals, is it not? And one more point I will tell you. When you go to Singapore, there is a tiger park. You Kadamma, Saraswati, Singapore, yes. Tiger park undi. Akkada there is a particular section called the hell. Naraka, replica of Naraka they prepared. To get into Naraka, the ticket was $1. $1 ticket. $1 is still Narakanloki Pambistad. And they Singapore dollar, and you get inside. And you will see all what kind of suffering, what kind of punishment, what kind of beings. Anta meeku just one picture vastundi narakam ante ela untundini. But if you want heaven, that is in Disneyland in Orlando or elsewhere like that, akkada ticketlu ekkada padthe akkada ticketlu, and very expensive. So to go to Swargam is expensive. To go to hell is highly inexpensive. Whatever we want, we can choose. Bagundandi?
All of us are choosing Narkam only. Na?
$1 ticket. So I mean, actually, Singapore dollar and American Indian currency, and Indian currency is more than for Singapore dollar. Kadamma? So, they want Indian currency. If you spend, they are so happy. And American dollars, if you spend, is still more happy. Anyway, what I want to say, your question is good, but we cannot trace any and everybody. Family lo puttina vallake differences unnai kadandi. Okadu meelanti vallu koncha high ga spiritual avutaru. Puttinatuvanti vere vallu avaru kada. Andike something like our hand, all the 5 fingers are not same, and all the 5 fingers have got not same functioning. But thumb finger is important. Without thumb finger, all the 4 fingers are useless. So this thumb is the Paramatma. And therefore, these palmists say that, or the acupuncture specialists are that this will say, thumb contains all parts of our body. Simple. So if you press the thumb at the different nodes, you will be able to control the pain and flow, etc. of the inner parts of our body. Because you know that. So if fingers press chestunte, you will get a lot of benefit inside the body. It is not always necessary that we should be exposed to the electronic medical equipments. These days, the doctors, the moment you go to doctor, he will prescribe you to go to one instrument or the other. BP chusko, weight machine, VP machine, MRI, oh God, and so many things. Unless their prescription and diagnosis depends upon the meter reading. But in olden days, the doctors never know all these things. They just look at your nadi, look at your tongue, look at your eyes, and discover and give you medicine. You are all right in a day or two. Is it not? And the doctors used to ask us, Anil Gupta ji, did you bring a bottle? I know in South India, bottle tagon bandidya ant kelta idru. Which fellow takes the bottle? He will take the cards and money in the pocket.
Yeah, you were saying some going with the $1 going to zoo. Correct some example?
Yeah, to go to hell, no, it's not. It is inexpensive. $1 ticket. I mean, that is. Then when I went there to Singapore, so Singapore dollar is cheaper than the Indian currency. So $1 is easy. But if you go to Disneyland and all that place, everywhere you have to buy ticket, very expensive, and you have to book your things beforehand and all that. So what I am telling is, we cannot bother. We should always bother ourselves. Atmanam vidhi, atmana atmanam vidhi, atmaiva guruhu, atmaiva bandhuhu, atmaiva atmanaha satru. Yanta chepparandi mana Guru garu. See, Krishnudu, Bhagavad, Yanta mandi acharulu, they all told, but they have discovered whatever they have invented, discovered or realized or experienced, all that they have shared for the oncoming generations of people. There is no secret at all. No guru keeps knowledge secret. If at all he keeps it, he is a rascal. So guru, the sabdam guru means agnanam rundhati nasayati yaha saha guruhu. And acharya means acharam upadisati swayam acharitasa. Not only he will prescribe and guide people, also he will practice that and then give it. That is Atma Anubhava, Anubhavaika Vedyam, and Swatmana Stiyatam. Unless you have that kind of practical experience to go through, we will not be able to teach others, guide others, demonstrate to us. In Bhagavad Gita, you look at up to 10 chapters, Arjuna was putting questions, Krishna was answering all theory. But Arjuna was not satisfied. You told so many things. I want to have some kind of practical demonstration. Then in 11th chapter, having told in 10th chapter the Vibhuti Yoga, but he wanted him to have a laboratory experimentation. So in 11th chapter, Krishna shows his Vishwarupam. Afterwards, Arjuna is spellbound because he's seeing any and everything in the personality of Vishnu, and he had such a terrible change in his mind. Actually, Vishwarupam may be given, but that Vishwarupam transform, how much, what kind of influence that Vishwarupam of Krishna showed. See, Narada, Dhritarashtra, Arjuna, these are all the three fellows, importantly, who saw the Vishwarupam of Krishna. But Duryodhana refused to keep the eye, says, take back the eye with which I have seen you. I want to go with my own mundane attractions and feelings and all that. That's why it's called Dhritarashtra. Even if 99 sons died, even 10th son and 100th son is also going to die. Dhritarashtra has not got any sorrow because he wants to hang on to his Sariram. Even if Dharmaraja sits, and Dharmaraja could not sit on the throne until Dhritarashtra permitted him to sit on the throne, is it not? So he realized that his brother's children are better than his own children. And that Gandhari also, although 99 sons and all that died, 100th one, she knows he will die. But she wanted Duryodhana to come naked so that she will remove her eye cloth and see him once and make him a Vajrakaya. But poor fellow Duryodhana did not believe his mother too much. He just came with Putagosi, linen cloth. So that particular part which was covering the part of his body did not become still-like. Therefore, that was the part which Bhima
What
hit
is
and
that story? Because Krishna told him to do that, correct? He was going, Krishna told him to put
that
something
was
on.
the only weaker point in Duryodhana's body, which he covered when he went to mother's appearance.
Yeah.
And again, Duryodhana was Atma Humani, Deha Humani. He doesn't want to disclose his nakedity even to his mother. Then she was ready to take out her eyes because he never knew. Anyway, there are so many secrets. That's why Mahabharata is a moksha shastra on one hand. At the same time, it is a shantarasa because moksha is shantam. What we want ultimately is absolutely calm, quiet, and that's what we call retired, vanaprastha. Prastha means stha is stable. But gruha means you are catching many things and responsibilities. As a householder, you can never be happy. Your wife will tell, go and bring some brinjal from market. You bring everything other than brinjal. She says, did you bring brinjal? No, go. So that is the gruhastha status. While vanaprastha is different. He has nobody to do. He is a master for himself. That's what we call as Vanaprasthashramam. And Vanaprasthashramam is juxtaposed to Sannyasashramam. And therefore, when once really a person takes to sannyasa, even Surya Bhagavan is also scared. Sanyastam Brahmanam Drishtva Sthanacharati Bhaskaraha Yeshame Mandalam Bhitva Paro Yasyati. So looking at a Brahmin or any yogi resorting to sannyasa, Surya Bhagavan shakes. Why? Because he is going to grow bigger, higher than me. He will even transcend the Ravimandala and go beyond. In fact, it happened to the Dhruva. When Dhruva was transiting, then Lakshmi asked Narayana, hey, what is that? That Chota, your own Bhakta is going beyond our Vaikuntha and he's having his own Loka and all that. Why are you not stopping him? Lakshmi asked, he said, no, Dhruva is altogether different. He should be above everybody. That's why even today, Dhruva Nakshatram. And so the people show Dhruva Nakshatram and Arundhati Nakshatram, not anybody's. Arundhati for ladies to have that Pativratya Balam up to the end, like Sita Devi or even Draupadi. And again, this Dhruva for all bridegrooms, because they should have the determination, Narayana Smriti at all times. See, something like presenting a Bhagavad Gita at the time of marriage is different. People don't present a Bhagavad Gita at the time of marriage. Only at the time of Ashtapurti it is quite appropriate. But anyway, and so I think if at all you have that kind of bent of mind, set of mind to turn to spirituality, Paramatma, and all the scriptures, so Veda, so they only protect us, guide us, give us all kind of confidence and put you on the track which leads to the Moksha Marga. Sanmarga Avalokanaya and Tamasa Vrutyam Japanayatu and Sthira Bhakti Yoga Sulabha, and then they got the Ashtamurti Sakshatkara, which is almost equal to Moksha or Sanidhya, Sarupya, Salokya, etc. So we always, why at all we are conducting all these sessions, that it may reach more people, at least they try to turn their attention a while or some more time, that there is something plus, something like your computer always showing plus sign. However many websites you open, still that plus will be sparkling, that you have still more scope in our computer screen. So like that, even Paramatma is also always a plus fellow. He will be allowing you to grow. That's why in 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he showed his Viswarupam. And then after 11th chapter, you observe Krishna, Arjuna hardly spoke. There is a continuous yoga speech by Krishna up to 18th chapter. And then only he says, Nashto Moha Smritir Labdha Tat Prasada Janardana. So this again, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishadu, Brahma Sutras, all these are the works which will be the eye openers for us. I think whereby you feel that you will not be absolutely dejected when looking at the things going on in the world. Now COVID is there. How many people are covering their mouth and nose with mask? There are so many people here we see or elsewhere. They think that they are all champions and heroes as long as they are okay. But it is not happening. If all people were to follow one margam, definitely there will be a check. That's why in Ramaraksha Stotram, that Buddhagausi Maharshi says that those people who keep reciting Rama, even the diseases, though they think of you, they're looking at you uttering Rama, they go away. They can't even come near you. Even Anjaneya cannot go. Those people who are not uttering, who are uttering Ramanamam, even he may be a Rakshasa, but he will not touch them because Ramanamam. Vibhishana, for example, a great. Vibhishana is such a great bhakta that Anjaneya was a friend of Vibhishana. So I think Saraswati is a good question. And when you read Bhagavatam, you are going in future, you are going to get answers for all your doubts. In fact, Bhagavan Krishna has been asked, see, all people are same coming out from you, but why there is difference in Bhulokam? 20, 30 site is there, 40, 60 site is there, 70, 80, and people have got farmhouses, so many acres and all. Why this kind of difference? But in heaven, there is not that kind of, all people are same. Everybody has got. But here, that kind of variety, change, and everything is there in Bhulokam. To realize that, we have to make that liberty, samanatvam, sangachadvam, all these things must be acquired by people living upon the earth, because they don't come to you, they don't volunteer to come to you. So Saraswati, thank you very much for your good question. We'll continue next Next week, mostly it's 9:30, because again next week also we have got a talk by, and more it's 9:30, if possible at 9 o'clock we can, again, because depends upon the Dhare and all that. That is about Ganesha Puranam. Sanchipta Ganesha Puranam. He has reduced the 1500 slokas, 15,000 slokas of Ganesh Puranam or so to 700 slokas, inspired by the Bhagavata Saptasati and Durga Saptasati. Dr. Gare, scientist in IISc Bengaluru. So we'll have his talk on next Sunday. After his talk, we'll be able to meet it. Now I got to go somewhere in time. So thank you very much that we are able to spend some
Thank
time.
you so much, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Uncle
Sir.
Ji, are you there around 5:30 today? On your
I'm
home?
there. Yes, I am at home.
No, 5:30 at your home. I want to pick up the Bhagavad
No,
book.
I will not be there. I'm in Mysore. I'm in Colombia. So my
Oh.
Anant will be there. So Anant will be there. My Annapurna, Anant will be there. So you can talk.
Okay.
Call Anant and pick the book.
Okay. Can you send his address when you get time?
Yeah. I'll forward his address to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a good lecture today. Thank you for sending me Ashwath Ji. I like that. Very good. The morning.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So,
Thank you so
Om
much.
Swasti Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu Chapama.
Om Swasti Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Sarvam Shri Matru Charanaravindarpanamastu. Om Tatsatu.
Thank you. Very good. So next Sunday also, I think 9:30 is best. Half an hour or so we'll do it.